Coach, talk about this past weekend down in Florida, first time out on the diamond for you guys. What did you see from your team, and what did you expect from them this weekend?
Yeah, well, it was, first of all, a very special opening weekend for us, being our inaugural season. And, the excitement and build-up of that moment was a pretty awesome experience to be a part of. We played 5 games in Florida. We went 2-3 and very easily could have come back 3-2. So I think the biggest thing as a coaching staff is we were looking at really, what we needed to work on moving forward. You try to prepare the best you can for that opening weekend and put them in situations that they're possibly going to be in. But until you actually get out and play some games, you really don't know how your players are going to react to certain situations. And certainly we learned a lot about our ball club. And, like I said, going 2-3 the first weekend against some very tough competition was a good start for us. So we're looking forward to opening up at home tomorrow against Western Carolina and taking some of our lessons from last weekend and putting them to use tomorrow.
That 12-run 7th inning, and also the 6th inning to come back at that point as well. Talk about the resiliency and also learning the girls kind of learning to work together and stay within the game during that kind of part.
Yeah, I feel like our team was pressing all weekend. We certainly had a lot of extra things to think about with the first game in program history and who was going to get the first hit and the first home run and when we were going to get the first victory and everything was history. They after the first pitch the ball came out of play, after the first hit the ball came out of play. So there's a lot of things that I felt like our team was trying to make history all together at once, and I felt like we were pressing a little bit and we played in some tight games and a couple of blowout losses, So on Sunday, I think it was a combination of, number one, we got the monkey off our back. We quit pressing. Our backs were against the wall. We were down 5 runs, and it was almost like the team said, enough's enough. We're going to go play like we're capable of playing. And, certainly got sparked by a big home run with a freshman coming off the bench. And it kind of just released the pressure, and we started playing and swinging the bats like we're capable of.
Lots of excitement around this home opener. Clemson softball's first ever home game. Talk about that and what your team's been talking about as far as that leading up to that.
Well, I think the main focus is, how we're going to go out and do our routine. It's our first home game, and we've experienced life on the road, and you kind of have a routine when you're on the road, from the hotel to pregame meals, and now it's really, what's our routine going to be like at home? And we've certainly talked about it, and we have an itinerary for it, and but until you live it and experience it, it's all going to be new for us. So I think the biggest thing is that we enjoy the environment. We soak this up as an opportunity to watch history be made and be a part of history. But at the same time, remember that we're playing a game of softball we've been playing our whole life. We want to go out and have fun, and we want to compete, and we want to win.
One of the great stories with Coach Howard was, he said about when they built Memorial Stadium, he says up until an hour before kickoff, they were like hanging the signs to the gates and all getting ready for that first game. Is anything, you got any kind of crazy story like that as you guys get ready for tomorrow?
Oh yeah, no, there's lots of stories when you open up a new facility. Listen, this facility's awesome. It's fantastic, and but like most facilities, there's a few kinks that need to be worked out, and I was really a part of a lot of those decisions and telling people, what was wrong and what needed to be fixed up until about a week ago, and then I've kind of pulled myself aside and really concentrating on our team and getting our team ready to play. But we have such amazing support staff here, and certainly they're doing some last minute preps, and I'm sure there's some pressure that they're feeling for tomorrow, but I think it's all going to go over well. And like I've said all along, this is a great venue for the fans to watch a softball game, and I just hope Mother Nature works out and everybody can come out and enjoy 2 victories tomorrow.
You mentioned that there's already been so many firsts. You've had a fan day here. You've had the ribbon cutting ceremony. You've already played your first game on the road. But at some point tomorrow, Logan's going to get on the bump. I guess it would be Logan. What's going to go through your mind when that first pitch?
Well, I know we haven't decided who's pitching yet tomorrow, the first game. You probably will see all of our pitchers at some point in the doubleheader tomorrow. But I do know this. I know that there's been a lot of work that's been put in by a lot of people to make this day happen. And me personally, I'm going to soak in this opportunity and really relish the moment of making history, but also to appreciate all of the work that's gone in, like I said, from a lot of different people to make this day possible.
As you've gotten through your first spring practices and you're leading up to this opening series here at home, what's the team's identity? Like Dabo has his team calls them all in.
Mm-hmm.
Brad has Clemson grit. What would you describe the identity of Clemson softball at this point?
Well, I think we're learning our identity. This is a first team in the history of the program. And certainly we've had a lot of practices and scrimmages in the fall and some practices this winter leading up to last weekend's road trip. So I don't think we have a true identity yet. I do know that we're more aware of our weaknesses and strengths, and certainly when you start playing games and getting games played relatively quick, you got to make sure you're working on those weaknesses, and that's what we're doing right now. But I will tell you this, I think from a culture standpoint, we have a team that believes in themselves. We have a team that works extremely hard, and as we identify with some of the things that we're going to experience this week, we're going to get stronger. We're very blessed to have leaders in our program. We have 6 transfer student athletes that have played at the Division I level and have experienced the highs and lows of a season, and so our younger players can draw from them. And as coaches, we're prepared to be a little bit more patient this year, and we know that it's going to take some time, but our biggest objective is to improve daily, and I think we did that last weekend, and I think we'll be better team Wednesday than we were Sunday.